Welcome one and all to the Cinegeeks Podcast, where movies, TV, and all things geek collide. This is Roy once again, joined by my lovely co-host Angela.
Hello!
Hey Angela, and we've been gone for a while, but we're back.
Yeah.
So glad to be back. And we'll be talking about our extended break in a future episode. But for today's installment of the Cinegeeks Podcast, we will be talking about the newest sequel in the Expend4bles franchise, which is Expend4bles 4 or Expend4bles. Directed by Scott Waugh, written by Kurt Wimmer, Tad Daggerhart, and Max Adams. Yes, so 4 expendable movies. It's funny because the tagline for this movie is "They'll die when they're dead." And I'm starting to believe that that's the only way that this franchise is going to end.
I guess try until you die. But before we continue, we'd like to remind everyone who hasn't done so to follow our pod wherever you listen to podcasts like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and Google Podcasts. And set your players to automatically download our new episodes so you don't miss out on our fun Cinegeek conversations. Also, please don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Threads, X, also known as Twitter, and Instagram. So you can join in on the Cinegeeks conversation.
And of course, if you are enjoying the Cinegeeks podcast, why don't you go ahead and leave us a 5-star review? It really helps out the pod. And with that in mind, let's go ahead and talk about Expend4bles 4. Armed with every weapon they can get their hands on, the Expend4bles are the world's last line of defense and the team that gets called when all other options are off the table. So the cast includes, still, led by Sylvester Stallone, Jason Statham, Dolph Lundgren, Randy Couture, and this time are joined by Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, Tony Jaa, Iko Uwais, and Megan Fox. All right, so a pretty stacked cast for this installment.
Not as stacked as before.
Well, of course, yes. Nobody can beat the cast of Expend4bles 3 was just crazy.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford, Mel Gibson,
Yes.
Hemsworth there,
All the big names.
Antonio Banderas. But for me, I appreciated that it was cinematic in my opinion because we have, of course, Asian martial arts cinema.
Yeah, Asia represent.
Titans, yes. Tony Jaa and Iko Uwais.
Was Jackie Chan ever a part of the Expendables?
I think he was rumored to join in. I think for the third one. But it might be that the plans fell through.
Yeah, maybe.
And they haven't gone back to talking with him for a possible role.
What about Jet Li?
If I'm not mistaken, let me just double check.
I think he was
Okay, I think
already
he was
part
already
of the past
part.
movies. Yeah.
I think he was part of the Expendables when...
Maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah. Let me just double check. Yeah, he was part of the first one.
I remember that. I remember.
He was part of the first one, and he was also part of the second one, which I remember the funniest one was the second one because that was where they had Chuck Norris as part of the... He wasn't really part of the team. He was someone that they encountered on their way to the bad guy.
Oh.
And then...
Was it like cameo?
It was a cameo and he, of course... made a few Chuck Norris jokes.
Of course.
You can't...
So he was a cameo joke.
Yes. I mean, who isn't in this franchise
Exactly.
anymore? So, well, again, we have a very stacked cast. I mean, for considering who we have. So, Ange, what did you think of Expend4bles 4?
Well, I'd like to first off start with I haven't seen the first 3 movies. Yeah. So, this is my jumping off point.
Okay.
I hope it's any good because my experience was, not in comparison to the past movies. But then, yeah, I didn't need to see the past movies to appreciate this one because it has its own story. It did not really rely on the past lore, although it was alluded to. Just a few hints for those who, like me, are new to the franchise, maybe. They didn't want to go heavy on the past events, that you needed to know, or the stories that you needed to be aware of to really understand their relationship. It was established that the character of Sylvester Stallone and Jason Statham had this friendship, and that's kind of like the foundation of the entire movie.
Yes.
And I appreciate that, yeah, there were no like inside jokes there that I didn't get. And there was character development for the main character, the protagonist. But, as common as, the action tropes in there, the villain is like a mustache twirling guy.
Which one? That one?
Yeah.
That one,
And,
yes.
well, the other one as well is like just an evil guy. There were no motivations there. There were no... there were no dimensions
Yes.
for the villain.
We're not gonna spoil this because, I mean, if we spoil it, what's there to watch? So, I mean, you
True.
just go ahead and watch it. Sorry, you were saying. Please continue.
Yeah, nothing new there that I haven't seen yet in all the action movies ever made. But it was still a fun movie experience.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, I didn't really follow. Well, not really. I saw the first two Expendable movies. Way
How does
back.
it compare?
Well, first off, I really, my memory is a bit hazy because the first one came out 13 years ago. And then next year, the year after that, the second one came out. And then the third one came out in 2014. So it's been a very, very, very long time since the last one came out. But from my understanding, it's their intention to just make this franchise as much of a homage to the action movies that Stallone and Schwarzenegger and Bruce Willis made back in the 80s and 90s, where if ever there were sequels to the original movies that they made, it's that the connection is just very, very tenuous, very, very loose.
Okay.
Basically, the only connection that the movies have are the titles. So let's say Die Hard 1, Die Hard, Die Hard 2, Die Hard 3, Die Hard 4, and then the last one, Die Hard 5. It's just the only common denominator is Bruce Willis there.
And the title.
So here, we have the Expendables, and it's just Stallone. And Jason Statham. There, and Randy Couture for some reason. He's still here. They're the only ones that carried over.
Is he the guy with the ear?
He's the one with the cauliflower ear. Yeah,
That's so gnarly.
He's I don't know if he's a former UFC fighter. He's a retired UFC legend actually, Randy Couture.
He mentioned that.
Yes.
A few times in the movie.
It's funny because he wanted to explain why and how someone gets a cauliflower ear.
Yeah, the ear was really addressed.
You want to touch it? It's not contagious. Yeah, but
it's the first thing I noticed, by the way, so I'm glad they addressed it.
Yes, of course. But besides the three of them coming back, that's in the title is basically the only connection it has to the previous three movies.
Okay.
And if there are a host of things you can criticize about this franchise, but the main thing that I can say about it is that the story suffers from having too many stars, because too many egos have to balance everybody, and you have to make sure that everyone gets equal shine.
I agree with that.
That was the first three
movies, but in this movie, they really didn't have a chance to shine.
But that's the thing. They made sure that they got not really no-name actors, but they got lower-level actors to complement the stars.
Yeah.
Even one of the quote-unquote legacy stars of the franchise, I mean, Randy Couture, he doesn't really get much to do here, except the fact that he's still part of the Expendables team.
Yeah. He's just there
He's
to
just
drop his one-liners.
Yes.
Nothing more.
Yes, but what I appreciate about this, one of the few good things I can say about the movie is it tried something new story-wise. They
Really?
made somebody the sole protagonist of the movie.
Oh, okay.
I mean, okay, so we're not gonna go into spoilers, okay? But there's something that happens right around the end of the first act,
okay.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
that is unexpected, but it makes sure that this one character
Yeah.
is going to be our protagonist for the entire movie.
He's gonna be the one we will follow
He's the one we'll follow, yes.
for the rest of the movie.
The rest of the movie.
Yeah.
The rest of them are still there, but basically the rest of them are relegated to plot devices.
It all centers around him.
Yes, which is something that hasn't happened for the past Expendables because again, everybody has to get their shine.
So for the first time ever in all four Expendables, it's not an ensemble cast or an ensemble story.
It's not an ensemble story. Yes, it's not an ensemble story. It's an ensemble cast. Yes, because we still have big names.
Yeah.
But
But it's
they're-
the brand as well.
Yes,
right?
I think at this point it's more about the brand. You're right, and it's not like if you say, for example, when you say the Avengers, okay, when we say Avengers, there's an expectation that you follow
The Avengers.
the entire team.
Yeah.
Everybody gets equal shine. Everybody gets equal opportunity to quip and
Yeah.
to drop their heroic lines, etc., etc. And that was the MO of the movies, of the Expendable movies,
Okay.
1 to 3.
Uh-huh.
But unfortunately, I mean, due to the writing quality, they're not. It's not really Oscar level, writing.
Yeah.
I mean, there are characters who suffer from not getting enough shine, and then there are, of course, the big egos
Yeah, I would imagine.
overpower everybody else.
Exactly.
Yeah, there.
Yeah.
But for this one, it's funny because that character, okay, we're not gonna name that character, their protagonist status is a first. And it's just, I mean, this hasn't been corroborated, but there was a rumor that the reason why their character was like the lead for this one is because they helped write the story.
Oh,
They-
did not know that.
They co-wrote, they were a ghost writer.
I see.
for the story.
So he made himself the protagonist then.
Yes. But here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
The other legacy part of this this film
Mm-hmm.
at their late age, I would assume, was very much okay with it.
Well, yeah.
Because they're getting older, they can't be on set every day.
And maybe this is like, passing on
Passing
the torch.
Yeah, I mean, until something happened at the end
Yeah.
that basically returned everything to status quo. I mean, sure, why not? This is not a brain movie. It's
Okay.
fine. But until something happened at the end that returned everything to the status quo, I was very much ready to accept that. Okay.
To let go of that character, perhaps.
Yes, and make and if there were going to be more Expendable movies in the future,
And we will follow this
We'll
one
follow
lead
this.
protagonist.
they're going to be the leader. They're
Yeah.
taking over. And it
Like
makes sense.
Captain America.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mhm.
And it makes sense because I mean they're considerably younger
Mhm.
and
But not too young.
not too young.
Mhm.
Yeah, and they're still capable of leading, movies like this.
And still capable of doing the stunts.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
yes. Very much so.
Mm.
But I mean
Yeah, I did notice that this lead protagonist, he really worked his ass off in this movie.
oh yeah.
Like, he did all the action sequences. He really worked. He really went to work. That's what I can say about him.
I actually enjoyed that the movie focused on this character. Much more than, being
As compared to the
as
past
compared
movies.
to the past ones because of course Marvel is Marvel. The way they write their movies, there's a clinical way to how they write their scripts. It's basically factory made at this point. They know how to balance the dialogue, quips, etc., etc.
So it's formulaic.
It's formulaic. Yes, thank you. I was looking for that word. But here, working with lesser known screenwriters, basically screenwriters that are dictated upon
By the studios.
by the studio, and not just the studio, but the actors, the egos running these productions. It feels very clunky.
Okay.
The scripted ensemble moments of Expendables 1 to 3.
Oh.
So that's why I say that for this one, the fourth one, okay, the decision to focus on one character as our protagonist actually helps the movie because it centers on a singular point of view. We're not made to follow everyone's point of views, however clashing they may be.
It's not good storytelling if you have too many protagonists.
Exactly. Unless they're written as the sum of their parts. But of course,
you have to have your primary character.
Exactly.
And then the secondary characters.
Exactly. That's the problem here.
Basic storytelling, right?
Exactly. Everyone in the Expendables franchise is a primary character.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to
back down.
I think it's most probably it's written in their contracts.
True.
That they have to have their shining moments.
Who's that one actor that's not allowed in any of his contracts to die in his movies?
I think I know what you're talking about, but I'm blanking on who that one is.
Tom Cruise?
No.
Or
I know who you're talking about.
One actor who is not ever to play an antagonist role.
No, not Tom Cruise. He played one of the best
but
antagonists
ever. But I know this
ever.
actor that he really, he puts that in his contract.
Let me.
That he is not to die.
Let me
in any circumstance whatsoever.
Let me check.
Yeah, those are the kind of giant egos that we're talking about.
Yeah. I think what you're talking about is this. Okay, not necessarily they can't die, but they're supposed to have equal amounts of pain dished out. So there was this story in the making of the Fast and Furious movies.
Okay.
That The Rock and Vin Diesel had stipulated in their contracts that they were supposed to have equal amounts of punches thrown at each other. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
They can't. No one can appear inferior, weaker than the other.
Yeah.
I think that's what you're talking about.
How fragile can your ego be?
Exactly.
For that to be in your contract,
I know.
Right? That's so hilarious.
I know, but it's a reality.
I know.
And I think that's why the first 3 movies suffered, because I would assume that there are clauses like that included in the contract that everyone can't. No one can appear weaker. No one can appear,
inferior.
And no one can belittle someone else.
Exactly. They have to be in equal footing.
Yes.
Whatever the circumstances may be.
Yes. And even the one I said earlier where Chuck Norris appeared and he made a Chuck Norris joke, it's not necessary. It's not technically, being inferior, because at this point, Chuck Norris is a walking meme.
Yeah.
So he's just capitalizing on how the quote unquote young kids know him.
Actually, he's just making fun of that.
Because that's the only way.
He's not taking himself too seriously,
Exactly.
Unlike the
bigger, yeah.
The family.
Yeah. We'll talk about that in more detail when Fast X Part 2 of 3.
Part 2 of 3?
Yeah.
Oh
Because
my God.
I know.
They're really milking that poor cow.
It's running on fumes. Literally.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I mean, it's good that for this one installment, Expendables 4, I would like to think that the reason why they got so many quote-unquote lower level actors, and also including the villains in this one, and cameo by Tony Jaa, they got, and Iko Uwais, they got them because they know that these are actors that won't object to not being the center of the movie.
Yeah, they're not drama queens.
Exactly. And if I may, I think that the only quote-unquote ego battle that we have here behind the scenes is between Sylvester Stallone and Jason Statham.
Naturally.
Because they're the only ones left.
Yeah, from the original.
From the originals.
Was Statham in the first movie?
He was.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he's one of the OGs.
But, and you'll have to watch this. Okay, you have to watch the movie to find out, one of them gives way.
Okay.
We won't say which one. Okay,
Yeah.
but I think you can infer it from what we've been talking about
Yeah.
since earlier.
But it kind of, it served the movie well.
It did. It did. I actually enjoyed the fact that it wasn't focused on everybody. That we're just following this one person.
Yeah.
And it's actually, there's a funny moment there that I thought was a great detour from the story, where this protagonist we have here pays homage to one of their well-known roles from before, just for like 2 to 3 minutes. You know that part I'm talking about?
Let me think.
The one where he gets a side job.
Oh, yeah.
See?
I remember.
Yeah. See, it's a cool little homage to
Yeah.
one of their earlier roles.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. Seeing him in that outfit again. Time to kick ass.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was fun.
Yeah. But I mean, we're gonna stop, gushing about the movie. If it sounds like we're gushing, we're not.
Are we?
Yeah, I mean, we're just trying to find something good to say about this, because if I may,
We're just, relating it more on the what happens behind the cameras. That's why we're gushing. But about the movie itself, like I said earlier, it's nothing new. Yeah, we've seen all that before. There were no surprises there except for the
the ending.
Yeah, but then it's just a formulaic movie.
And even so, it's just disappointing seeing how the craft of movie making has advanced in Hollywood over the past few years. You still see, amateurish mistakes.
True.
The one thing that really stood out to me is editing.
Yeah, that was wonky as F.
The editing in this movie is piss poor.
True.
Not just because you have old people trying to do fight scenes, so of course they have to cut, like 15 times per punch. But there's this one moment at the start of the movie that is inexplicably edited, that it actually took me out of the movie for a moment, and I had to tell myself that don't expect so much from this thing. It's where the villain Iko Uwais is introduced. And then he's doing his cool fight scenes. Okay, so we're getting invested into how bad he is. Okay, fine. And then when he's about to get into the lair of this one person he's trying to find, the movie suddenly cuts and then goes to
The Expendables.
The Expendables. Okay, so for me,
also his, I think that was supposed to be the highlight of his evilness.
Yeah.
And then, it was so unceremoniously done. Like,
and then here's,
do you remember? Do you know what I'm talking about?
and
that scene
exactly
where it should be, you should gasp when he does this thing, and then it was nothing. There was no music to really intensify the moment.
And in just going over again on the first part that was edited poorly. So Iko goes into the building. We cut to the Expendables doing stuff. And then there's a time change. It goes from afternoon to night. And then after that scene...
Maybe they're in, I don't know, Alaska?
For whatever. They go from that... time passes in that scene. And then suddenly after that, we cut back to Iko exactly where we left him.
And it's night.
And it's still daytime. Time didn't pass. From the first cut over to the Expendables, I don't really know.
Midnight Sun.
I really don't know what they were thinking. Editing it could have been edited better.
Yeah.
It could have landed. His villainy could have landed better if they just let that scene finish out. Okay, just show what he did first fully, and then go to the Expendables, and then the movie can run from there.
I can't imagine them having a hard time editing Iko Uwais. He was from the fucking raid.
I know.
So why would they have a hard time editing him? His sequences.
Even Tony Jaa. It
was a disservice to these great actors.
I know.
Great action icons, right?
They are trained martial artists. You don't really need to cut.
And you don't need to move a lot of camera.
Just
It's
watch
so
them,
distracting.
please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need
well,
to cheat it. To dayain.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's the Filipino term for cheating. Yeah, when you say dayain, this usually means when you try to mask something because someone obviously can't do something on
Cannot
screen,
perform,
can't
yeah.
perform, so they try to edit over it, and the movie suffers for it.
I would understand if they do that with Megan Fox's scenes.
But they weren't editing her scenes. They were cutting her scenes that much. I mean, I give props to her because for her stunts, we see them in complete clarity. Okay, so she really worked her ass off to do the stunts. Good for her.
But it was all in the trailer.
But but for you to cut fight scenes involving two of the greatest martial artists on film just because they're going up against untrained actors, you're right. It's a disservice to both Tony Jaa and Iko Uwais. I was actually expecting them to have the fight scene, but
because you will really have
there,
a feast for your eyes.
Yes, it's like the Raid.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
I would love to watch that.
but unfortunately, I mean,
we didn't get that.
Didn't get that, so it's a bummer.
That was a lost opportunity,
Mm-mm.
a missed opportunity.
Yeah, and there were a lot of characters that aren't necessary.
Yeah, they're irrelevant. They were just standing
just
there. They were not even comic relief. Nothing. They were useless.
I mean, there was one who tried to be comic relief, but his comedy bordered on cringe.
Yeah.
And actually, the reason why he was acting like that, I was researching earlier, was he was supposed to be the son of Antonio Banderas' character.
Oh.
So that's why he's like that.
Oh, I see.
But I mean, yeah, okay, sure, why not?
Yeah, that was, that didn't work.
I mean, yeah.
Let's go to our final thoughts.
Yeah, if there isn't any, I mean, there are better movies to watch.
True.
Okay, we'll be
Start
talking.
with The Raid.
I mean, for now, the one releasing alongside it.
Well, yeah.
There are better movies coming out. So if
True.
you are a true blue cinephile and you want to, be a completionist, after you've seen all the better movies, you just go watch this, turn off your brain, and have fun.
Yeah.
Because that's it. That's the most positive thing I can say about this. It's a shut your brain off movie. Don't think about it too much because
That should be a rating.
you're just going to get mad at it.
Shut your brain off movie.
It's a shut your brain off movie. But it's still fun. I mean, I still had fun.
Yeah. After you watch movies like Past Lives
Or
and all that.
Even A Haunting in Venice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you need to, dumb yourself down.
Calm yourself down. Yeah. Or you don't have anything better to
Yeah,
do.
you want junk food for your brain.
Yeah. Expend4bles 4 is there. So,
I think
what
that's
do you rate? What is your rating for this?
Shut your brain off kind of movie. That's the rating.
Out of how many popcorns do you give this one?
I would say 2.5.
2.5. Okay. I was being generous. I'm giving it 3 popcorns.
Okay.
It's not bad. It's inoffensive.
It's not
It's
bad,
just
but
there.
it's not really good.
It's not that good. It's not great. But if you've nothing better to do, hey, why not? Oh, matinee. You go watch it on matinee price.
Yeah.
Where if you have matinee prices wherever you are.
Or maybe do a drinking game where you take a shot every time Randy Couture would talk about his
If your cinema is fortunate enough to have alcohol served, yes, play that drinking game. Every time Randy Couture talks about his cauliflower ear, down your cup.
Or maybe if
Bottoms up.
one of the Expendables would say a one-liner
Oh yeah.
or a catchphrase,
Yeah. Any catchphrase, take a shot. Yep.
you'll be drunk at the
You'll
end
be
of the
hammered.
night.
by the time a plot twist happens, and then you'll be too drunk to notice it happening.
True. Yeah, anyways, I guess that's it for Expendables. Expend4bles.
Expend4bles.
Quite expendable.
Expend4bles is the prequel of Paw Patrol. Expend4bles.
Alright. Cinegeeks, if you've seen this movie, please share with us what you thought about it. Comment it on our social media. Again, we are on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads, and X at Cinegeeks Pod. For my co-host Troy, this has been Angela. Thank you for listening to the Cinegeeks Podcast, where movies, TV, and all things geek collide.